Let's go to page 180, and this is lesson 3.5. This lesson is to write and graph equation of lines. So on page 180, there's a form called the slope-intercept form, and that is y equal to mx plus b. So this is called the slope-intercept form. And the reason this is called the slope-intercept form because here's your slope and here's your intercept. So let's see how this is going to work. So let's go to example 1. Okay, example 1, they give you this graph. And you have a 0, 4, and you have a 3, negative 2. Okay, so you're giving this, and you want to write the equation of this line over here. Okay, so to use this form, okay, so first you need to find the slope, okay, and again the slope you can see it's going to go down 2 over 1. Okay, so from the graph you can see that the slope equal to go down 2, remember you do the y first, right? So go down 2, so that's negative 2 over 1, so equal to negative 2, okay? So you can choose a nice point on the grid and you can just do that, okay? Or, just like in the book, this point is 0, 4, and this point is 3, negative 2, right? So you also can use the formula, okay? So the slope equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So from here you can see the slope equal to y2. So I'm going to call this first point. This is second point, okay? So that's your x1, y1. Again, the subscript 1 means this is the x of the first point. This is the y coordinate of the first point. This would be x2, y2. Okay, so this would be the x coordinate of the second point and the y coordinate of the second point. And normally I like to go from left to right. So this is the first point, this will be second point. Okay, so you substitute, so m equal to y2 is negative 2 minus, again it's safer to put in the parentheses whatever you substitute, okay, over 4, and x2 would be 3 minus 0. So the slope equal to negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. 3 minus 0 is 3, so slope equal to negative 2. And that's what we get, right? It's the same thing. Now, if you wonder how does this match with the one we did, see negative 6 over 3. Well, what it is, they use these 2 points. So you go down 6. See, from here, you go down 6, right? You go down 6, and you go over 3, right? See that? So that's where the negative 6 from, because it's going down. See that? You're going down, that's why it's negative 6. And you go to over 3, it's positive, okay? And that's where the negative 6 over 3 from. Negative 6, go down 6, go over 3. And that's where you get the slope of negative 2. Okay? Okay, now how about the intercept? Okay, well, if you have the graph, the intercept is where it crosses over the y. See over here where it crosses over the y. So wherever it crosses over the y-axis, that's your intercept. In this case, you can see that intercept is 4. Okay? So if you were to just using the graph method, the graphing method, okay, if you have the graph, it's a lot easier if you just look over here. You can get a slope of, negative 6 over 3 or negative 2 over 1. Doesn't matter. As long as you just follow count the squares. Okay, or you can even go down negative 4 over 2. It doesn't matter what point you use. You're going to get slope of negative 2. And from here, your intercept is 4. Okay, just from looking at the graph. Okay, so by using the graph, you can get a slope, you can intercept. And in that case, then you will have the equation of y equal to negative 2x plus 4, okay, by just using the graphing method. But if you use an algebraic method, now you got the slope equal to negative 2, right? So you're going to update your equation. So you got y equal to negative 2x plus b, okay? So now your next step, you have to find b. Well, to find b, you have to substitute one of these points in here. But you don't want to do it over here to mess up your major steps. So you go off to the side, Okay, so I'm going to, in the book they use 0.4, okay? So that's going to use that. So again, you can use any point to find b. So I'm going to use this point, okay? So y is 4 equal to negative 2 times 0 plus b, right? So you can see, so x and the y, you can choose any point. So x and the y is 0, 4. So x is 0, y equal to 4. Okay, again, you go off to the side, because if you do over here, a lot of students, you know, they lose track if they have too many steps on the major steps. So try not to have too many major steps over here. If you have to do, you know, like minor things, go off to the side over here, okay? So here you can see that 4 equal to b, right? Negative 2 times 0 is 0, right? So once you find b, you substitute back in here. So y equal to negative 2x plus 4. Okay, and you got same answer, right? See that? Okay? So as you can see, if you understand the concept, if the graph is given, it's much quicker by just going to the graph, right? Okay? But in some problems, you know, depends on the situation. Okay, some problem, especially if you don't have nice grid, then you have to go through, you know, this kind of method. Okay, so again, this is longer, but you know, it has advantage in certain, you know, situation when, like, for example, if numbers are complicated. Okay, so it's good to know both methods, so you got more tools to use depending on what is given. Okay, okay, let's go to example 2. Okay, it says write the equation of the line passing through the point at negative 1, 1, and it's parallel. Okay, so that's a symbol for parallel. So it's parallel to y equal to 2x minus 3. Okay, so here is your slope, right? And here is your intercept. Okay, so if the line is parallel to that, remember parallel line will have the same slope, right? Okay. So right away, you know that your equation is going to be y equal to 2x plus a number, okay? Because when you have parallel lines, you're going to have the same slope, but have different intercepts. Just like this one over here. Imagine if you have another line like this, right? See the parallel line, you will have the same slope, okay? But it will have different intercept. See that? If this line's down here, right? You have the same slope, but have different intercepts. You can have 9 here, you can have 9 here, 9 here, 9 here, right? So they have a different intercept. And that's why you don't know what that number is yet, okay? But because you want a line is parallel to that, so if parallel, they will have the same slope, okay? Again, parallel line have the same slope. Okay, so now you have to find b. Well, you just do like what we just did earlier, right? Using this method, right? So that's why it's so important to know both methods. Because depends on what is given, you may not be able to use this method. Okay? Okay, so you can go off to the side, the point, so that's your x and the y, right? So go off to the side. Again, if you do too many steps over here, you may get confused or lose track of what you're doing. So go off to the side, okay, and then substitute. So you're going to get 1 equal to 2 times negative 1 plus b, right? So that's your x, that's your y, right? x, y. Again, whatever you substitute, put in parentheses. So you got 1 equal to negative 2 plus b, so plus 2 on both sides. So you got 3 equal to b. So once you find 3 equal to b, then you got y equal to 2x plus 3. And that will be your answer. Okay? Now, again, when you're doing math, right? Math is not about just getting the answer. You want to show your steps so when people look at your paper, they can follow what you're doing, okay? So it's very important to show all your steps, okay? And on page 181, there's a check by graphing. Again, you can graph on and check on your own. Okay, let's go to example 3. So page 181, example 3. Okay, it's a right equation of a line J passing through. Okay, so it's passing through the point at 2, 3 that is perpendicular to, you can write down all your information, perpendicular to y equal to negative 2x plus 2. Okay? Okay, so again, remember this is your slope. Okay, and that's your intercept. Now, if it's perpendicular to that, I'm going to use a red color. So right now, your slope equal to -2. Okay, so what I try to tell you that the perpendicular line will have a slope of 1/2, right? Because remember, okay, I'm going to put this perpendicular. So the slope is -2. So the perpendicular slope will equal to 1/2 because it's negative reciprocal. Negative means the sign become opposite and you flip it over, okay? And you can check, right? When you multiply, you get -1. So again, you have to understand how to get these. It's a negative reciprocal. Negative means you change the sign and flip the fraction upside down. So 2 becomes 1/2, okay? So now, once you know the slope equal to 1/2, okay, so now your new equation, the one that perpendicular to that, again, I color code for you, right? So y will equal to 1/2 x plus b, okay? So now we have to find the intercept. Again, to find intercept, we're going to use that point over here, okay? So that's your x and the y, right? Okay. So y is equal to 3, okay, equal to 1/2, and x is equal to 2 plus b. So 3 equal to 1 plus b, so -1 on both sides, so 2 equal to b. So once you find b equal to 2, you substitute back over here. So y equal to 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, and that would be your perpendicular line. Okay? Okay, let's go to example 4. When you're doing the problem, it's very important to write down all the information. Okay, so gym members, okay, the graph model is total cost of joining a gym. Write the equation of the line, explaining the mean of the slope and the y-intercept of the line. Okay, okay, so you got 2 points. Okay, so the first point, okay, that means first point is at 2, 231. And the second point is at 5, 363. Okay, so that's your x1, y1. That's your x2, y2. Okay, so first we're going to find the slope, right? So slope equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, again, it's always good to write down your formula. That way, when you substitute, there's a chance that there's a less likely of putting the number in the wrong place. So you're going to get 363 minus 231 over 5 minus 2. So slope will equal to, so your minus would be 132 over 3. Okay, so slope will equal to 444. Okay. Now to find the y-intercept, so whenever you find the slope, you update your equation. Okay, I'm going to go up here. So once I find the slope, so the slope would be y, so the equation would be y equal to 44x plus b. Okay. Now to find the equation, again, you can use any one of the point. And I'm going to go off to the side because, again, if I do too many steps over here, you know, sometimes, you know, the student may lose track, right? So let's go off to the side. So y is 231 plus equal. I follow the equation. 231 equal to 44, x is equal to 2 plus b. So 231 equal to 88 plus b. Okay, to solve for b, you minus 88 minus 88. So it's very important you show your steps. Write down what you're going to do and then do it. Okay, so this cancels out. Okay, so 143 equal to b, so you put it over here. So y equal to 44x plus 143. So that's your equation. Okay. Okay. So now once you find the equation, explaining the mean of the slope and the intercept of the line. Okay. So the slope is the monthly fee. because slope is how much money per month. So this would be the monthly fee, and y-intercept is the initial cost of the joining the gym, 143. So initially you pay 143 to join, and after that every month you have to pay $44. Okay, so that's the explanation for that. Okay, let's go to example 5. It's a graph of line with the equation in a standard form. So you got 3x plus 4y equal to 12. Now in the book they kind of do it a long way. They say find the intercept, and well actually okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go to graph. So what you want to do is you want to find the intercept. So first what you do is you let x equal to 0. Okay, so when x equal to 0, this is gone, and you divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4, so you get y equal to 3. Okay, so again, that's how you find the intercept point. So when x equal to 3, when x equal to 0, y equal to 3. Then you get the next point. You do the opposite. Okay, so this is the easiest. Usually this is the quickest way to graph something. Okay, so you let y equal to 0. So again, that's your x, that's your y. So that y equal to 0. So that y equal to 0. So this is gone, right? 0 is nothing, right? Then from here, you can just do it in your head, right? So divide both sides by 3, so you get x equal to 4. And you can check, right? 3 times 4 give you 12. Okay. Now, so let's go over how to graph these. Okay. These are called the intercept method of graphing. Okay. So over here, so first point is 0, 3. Remember, that's your x and the y, right? So 0, 3, so 0, 3. That's right over here. Okay. The next point is 4, 0. So it's right over here. Okay. And then you just connect the two dots and put the arrow on the end, means the graph, the line goes on forever. So that's your x, that's your y. Okay. And that's it. That's how you graph. Okay, again, quickest way to just go ahead and get your intercept. Okay, so when you set x equal to 0, this is called a y-intercept. Okay, so this is the y-intercept. And this is the x-intercept. Okay, so when you cross over the y, you get y-intercept. When you cross over the x, you get the x-intercept. Okay, and the way to do it, you can do the opposite. You set x equal to 0, you find the y-intercept. You set y equal to 0, you find the x-intercept. Okay. So again, these are just a lot of review from the Algebra 1. Okay. Okay, let's go to example 6. Okay, it says, so let's go to example 6. And this is on page 183. Okay, so solve a real-world problem. So DVD rental. Okay, you can rent DVD at a local store for $4 each. Okay, an internet company offers a flat fee of $15 per month. For as many rental as you want. How many DVD do you need to rent to make online rental a better buy? Okay, so modeling, so they kind of do the graphing. Okay, so for this one, so what you do is you graph both scenarios. Okay, so this one, so $4 each. So that means number of rent. So when you rent 0, you get 0, right? So when you rent 1, you get $4. 2, you get $8. 3, $12. 4, $16. 5, $20. 6, when you rent 6, you get $24. So you plot all these stats, you graph. Okay, so the blue line is when you're renting the video. Okay. Now this one, the flat fee of $15 per month, it means for every month you just pay $15, and doesn't matter how many videos. Okay, if you go 0 video, you still get $15. If you rent 6, if you watch 6 videos, you still $15 because it's a flat fee. That's why it's called flat fee, because if you graph, it's flat. Okay, and the point that intersect is where they break even. Okay, So over here, it says how many DVD you need to rent to make online rental a better buy. Okay, so how many do you need to rent? Okay, in this case, if you rent 3 or less, okay, if you rent 3 or less, then it's better to rent. But if you're going to have 4 or more, it's better to go ahead and subscribe and pay the fee. It's cheaper to rent online. Okay, so again, it depends on if you're 3 or less, it's better to rent in a store. If there are 4 or more, it's better to rent online. Okay. So sometimes you have to solve problem by just graphing. Okay.